Hello and welcome to another CAD clip on AutoCAD 2007. We're talking about 3D stuff here, continuing along, I think, lesson 24. Um, and we're talking about the revolve command, and the revolve command is actually really easy. And it's one of those ones that you can instantly see results. It's quick, it's easy, and it kind of is quite effective. So different things you can do, and basically all you need some sort of a polyline profile, and then you take that profile and revolve it around an axis. Okay, now the axis needs to be in the correct plane. In other words, if the axis is pointing straight up here, this won't revolve around it. It has to actually revolve around. So the axis, for this could be, I probably want to turn my ortho on here, or I could do it with my snap on. I could have an axis there. Now if I revolve this around here, I'll have a hole in the middle, and if I revolve it around here, it'll end up just being a solid. And here I've just got some examples, so I'm going to switch to be 3D view here, isometric, and I'm going to switch over to be my realistic visual display here and my visual styles. And I've also plopped on some materials here just by grabbing my toolbar and then using that. We can have a look at that. But all I've done here in this case, I've taken this and swept it around, and it makes a kind of a flying saucer effect there. You can see that. Okay, and then I can create this, flywheel or whatever I want on here by taking the profile I saw earlier and revolving that one. And then you can see here I've taken and revolved this one, and I've actually created two. This one is a separate one, and I've just mirrored one on top of the other. And then over here I've created like a wine glass by creating a polyline here and then revolving it around a center axis and coming up with that. So we can do a couple of these. I'm not going to draw all the polylines myself. You can draw them with lines and then fillet them. The main thing is they have to be, all on one plane, and then you can take that and revolve that around. So let's just try some of these out. I'm going to go back to my top view. Okay, maybe start with the wine glass. I'm just going to take this and move it over here. Okay, we'll see two different effects. I'm going to copy one over to here, and then I'm going to I turn my grid on. Now I'm going to draw a line from here down to here. Okay, then I'm just going to copy that over, to be about there. Okay, I'm going to use my revolve tool right up in here, one of the last ones on our 3D Make palette in our browser there. Sorry, our dashboard. So revolve. It says select objects. This. Enter, and notice I can pick more than one. Select an axis or define by X, Y, Z, etc. And by far the easiest way to do this is O for object, and then pick on here and hit enter, and revolves that around. Okay, we can repeat that. Revolve this, enter, enter this, enter, enter. Oh, let's try that again. Revolve this, enter, object, this, enter. Oh, now I think that's because that line is within the object. In other words, it can't. There's a good example. It can't revolve itself and interfere with itself. So this has to be over there. Okay, try that one more time. There's a good mistake. Revolve this, enter, enter for object, and pick there. You can also say how many degrees you want to do that. Maybe I'll undo that. Revolve this, enter, enter for object, and then just go 260 degrees instead of 360. Okay, and then go down and look at that in 3D view. Okay, now maybe I want to pop some materials or something on there. I can just go to my palettes, and then you can go to whatever materials you want. I'm just going to go down here to these ones, and then I can just click on here. I've already used some of them. Okay, add a material to that, click on here, add a material to this, something like that. I'm going to turn my grid off with my F7. Now, the thing is, if I notice that this one has a hole in it, okay, and that's because where my axis was. Now, let's say I want to rotate those around. I can use my new 3D rotate command, pick on here, enter, hover over a point, for instance. Now I'm going to say, okay, well, I'm going to pick this yellow one because I want to rotate there. Then I can go from there up to there, and now I've rotated that. Again, our new 3D rotate, this, enter. Base point is there. I'm going to use this as my rotation axis, and now I rotate from here up to here. Okay, you can also go onto your view palettes and switch between here, because when you go in here you can say just use your normal rotate, you know, this, enter from here down to here. Okay, that type of thing. So you know, you can also, if you get confused with the 3D rotate, just go to the side view or front view or wherever you want to go to, and then maybe do your rotating from there and then go back to your 3D view. Okay, so you can rotate that in a couple different ways, but going back to here, okay, that's that one. Okay, same thing. Now I'm going to draw a line. You can do this also while you're in perspective mode, or maybe if you're in conceptual mode. Okay, notice that realistic shows the materials, conceptual doesn't. Now I'm going to take a line, okay, click on here, do my revolve, this, enter, enter, object. Oh, enter, object, this, enter. Okay, revolve that around there. Okay, let's go and have a look over at this guy here. Let's erase this flywheel or pulley. Okay, and there's my flying saucer. Okay, let's just move this profile over here. Okay, now I'm going to draw a line. I'm going to draw it over here. I'm going to keep my ortho on even though I'm in perspective mode. Isn't that cool? Okay, with my sketch lines as well, my jittering and my edging on my visual style. So I'm going to do a revolve, this, enter, enter for object, pick this, enter for 360. Now I think there's a problem that those are not, you see my line is not on the same axis, on the same plane, so that's good. So I'm going to go back to my top view, which is where I should have did this anyway. I'm going to erase. Now I'm going to draw a line and I'm going to snap to that point. Then I'm going to take this and move it away. Okay, now if I do my revolve, this, enter, enter for object, this, enter, and away we go. Go back to my 3D view, okay, maybe go to my realistic, and then maybe go back to my materials that I'm having fun with, and maybe grab a material and apply that material to my object, get some bit of shininess on there. Okay, and then the last one here is the flying saucer. Let's just go back to our 3D 2D view. Okay, and let's go back to the top. Because we can just go back and forth. Now I'm going to draw a line, same type of thing from here to here. Do my revolve, this, enter, enter, this, enter, and away we go. Now go to here, and there's the flying saucer that I made, and I need to rotate it. So this time I'm going to go to my right hand side view, okay, and I'm going to say R for rotate, this, enter, and then from here I can rotate that up like that. Go down over here, okay, maybe go to my conceptual view. Maybe instead I'll just make this color instead of a material, okay, and you can have it by layer, whatever you want. Go in, pick a different cool color, hit OK, and away you go. And then all I did here, of course, is insert an image. Okay, I went insert, raster image, and then I grab that raster image and I hit it, and then I, you know, place that in the drawing, and then I just rotated it into place and put it on there by rotating and wiggling that around. Kind of fun. So lots of different stuff you can do with the revolve command. Okay, some different examples here. Depends on the axis. The main thing is your axis has to be on the same plane and the object has to be able to revolve around it, and then it can't interfere with itself as it revolves around, and then from there it's a matter of adding in your materials and some stuff that we're going to talk about in some future lessons.